Today, we will be reacting to a video called American Breakfast versus Filipino Breakfast. And I have chosen this video specifically because I experienced the Philippines for over 3 weeks and I have eaten breakfast in the Philippines and I have noticed that it was heavy, okay? And that they do tend to eat rice during breakfast as well, which already makes it heavy for me. So I thought it would be interesting to compare the two, Filipino versus American. I don't live in the US, just FYI. A lot of people think that I live in the US. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of my English accent. I have no idea, but I live in Canada and specifically in Montreal, where we speak English and Français, which is French, alright? But before we start, maligayang pagbabalik sa aking channel. Ako po si Ovela. I'm a sound engineer, beatmaker, and content creator on YouTube. And without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Surely there's nothing better than a diner-style breakfast, right? Today we're gonna prove that wrong.
Ooh, oh, I can already tell which one is Filipino, man. That looks good. Yummy.
So we're back in Studio B, as you can see. That was a rhyme. Look, today
All
we
right,
have a
so
very important conversation. There's no...
Who is this guy? Joshua Wiseman. All right, he's probably a
jokes to be had
popular
here. Last time
cook.
we talked about breakfast, it was American versus
Chef.
full English, which are two very, very famous breakfasts. But I want to talk about a breakfast that isn't talked about enough, and that is the Filipino breakfast. I could go on and on about it, but I'd rather show
rice,
you.
eggs,
With all that being
meat.
said, let's make this, shall we?
The tale of two breakfasts.
Yeah.
One you might see at a diner where multiple fights may break out.
And see, yes, this is like the American breakfast, but I'm pretty sure that most Americans, or, you know, a big portion of Americans don't eat like this every day because this is heavy too, to be honest. You know, I think this is as heavy as the Filipino breakfast. I eat this type of breakfast when I go out for brunch in a restaurant. But at home, it's super rare that I make myself all of this. It does happen sometimes, you know, yes, eggs, toast, meat. Yeah, it happens, you know, with coffee. Yeah, but it's rare.
Maybe someone throws a chair. We're talking about the American breakfast.
You would get
eggs,
so
bacon,
fat
toast,
if you ate
hash
this
browns,
every day.
pancake. You know, triple carb scenario. Can it compete? Let's find out. First, let's talk about breakfast and sausage. Honestly, they're nearly impossible to mess up unless you don't watch the pan, you let it burn, and I already know there are people watching this like, oh my gosh, Josh, it's not that easy. I'm not trying to judge you, I'm just saying, you got this. Skillet, medium heat, add your bacon while the pan's still cold, keep flipping until crispy and done. And drain it on a paper towel, and that's it. And it's the same thing for sausage. If your sausages are raw, you can always sear them nicely on all sides, then pour in a splash of water to lightly boil them to get the internal of the sausage cooked. Once those two are done, just keep them warm.
It makes
save your
sense.
bacon fat. If you throw away your bacon fat, it's like throwing away money. Is that what you like to do? You
Really?
Just get $5 and
I throw it
crumple
away.
that up and throw it in the trash can.
What are you
And I'll
gonna
show
do
you
with
why
it?
with our hash brown. If you want a single solid 10 to 12 inch hash brown, then all you need is 2 medium-sized russet potatoes. Peel them, grate them on the coarse side of a box grater. Place it on a clean kitchen towel. None of that kitchen towel that's crusty and stiff and no one knows why. Season your potatoes generously with salt to taste. Toss together, bundle up in your towel, hold over a bowl or the sink, and squeeze that into a big old ball to get as
Wow,
much juice
interesting
out as possible.
technique.
You know, there's nothing better than squeezing the juice out of your ball. Pop that into a bowl, add in a generous pinch of onion powder, and toss until evenly distributed. Now, with a 10 to 12 inch cast iron skillet, this
Squeezing
is
the juice
actually
out of a
enameled cast
ball.
iron. Listen, a 12 inch is going to get you a wider, more flat hash brown, whereas a 10 will get you a thick boy. Add 2 tablespoons or 23 grams of bacon fat from earlier. Follow that with 1.5 tablespoons or 21 grams of butter. Heat over medium until hot, then add in your drained potatoes. Press it down to fill out the whole pan in one evenly thick layer. Cook undisturbed for about 5 to 7 minutes. Scrape underneath, flip, and he sticks the landing. Wow.
Nope,
Potato
he
up
did
or sweet
not.
potato?
He
I say
messed up.
frizz.
potato.
I saw a little bit of it go.
Anyway, cook for 46 minutes
outside
or
of the
until the
pan.
other side is crisp and your potato is cooked through. That's enough hash brown for 2 to 4 people. For the pancake, simply combine
Oh, I love
cup-sized bowl,
pancakes.
2 cups
I
of
love
300 grams
pancakes.
of all-purpose flour, 1
When they
tablespoon or
are
17
well
grams
done.
of baking powder, 2 tablespoons or 24 grams of sugar, half a teaspoon or 4 grams of fine sea salt, whisk together till combined, then add 1 3/4 of a cup or 355 grams of buttermilk, that's buttermilk, and 2 whole eggs. Whisk together until combined, also 2 tablespoons.
See,
Yeah,
it's too
Josh,
much
2
work.
tablespoons
It's
of
too much work
stainless
for me.
steel. Nice. 2 tablespoons or 24 grams of vegetable oil, not stainless steel. Medium-sized nut.
Sorry, but in the morning, when I wake up, I do not want to be cooking for an entire hour before I can eat my breakfast and have my coffee. You know what I'm saying? That's why I very rarely make pancakes. I think I've only made pancakes when I had girlfriends. That's it. I have never made pancakes or even crepes, by myself, because I just don't have that patience, I just need to make something quick in the morning.
Skillet over medium heat, grease it up. You can use pan spray or just a light coating of oil. Once it's hot, add a small ladleful of your batter in the pan, spread it out a little, cook for a couple minutes until halfway set, flip and repeat on the other side, about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Add that to a plate and repeat with all of your batter. Look, frying eggs seems to scare people. Listen, Papa's got you. Papa's got you. Heat 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil or olive oil in a nonstick pan. Heat over medium until very hot. Crack in no more than about 3 eggs at a time. Season a taste with salt, and once the white begins to set, baste the hot oil on the uncooked white. Once puffed and the white is fully cooked and the yolk is still runny, it's done. I'd say 1 to 2 eggs per plate, and then just do the math on how much.
All right, eggs I make, no problem. In the morning, sunny side up, scrambled eggs, you name it. That is easy and quick. You can also put just the bread and the toaster. You prepare your coffee and you can have your breakfast ready in 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. That's okay. But a whole hour, hell no.
Plates you're making, because frankly I don't like math and I'm delegating that task to you. Very sorry, love you very much. Serving this is simple. Load up your plate like you're looking at a Denny's ad, then step aside because a new challenger has
Let's
appeared.
go.
The Filipino breakfast. First, we begin with tocino, which is kind of like bacon if it was born in the Philippines and low-key bitter. You'll need 2.5 pounds or 1.1 kilos of pork Boston butt. Do not trim it, okay? You want the fat. Slice it thinly, then in a bowl you're going to combine half a cup or 80 grams of light brown sugar, 4.5 tablespoons or 65 grams of pineapple juice, 1 tablespoon or 11
Pineapple
grams of kosher
juice.
salt, 2 tablespoons or 32 grams of rice vinegar, 2 tablespoons or 32 grams of soy sauce, 3 cloves of garlic grated, season lightly to taste with salt, mix it together, and optionally, but many do this, add 2 drops of red food coloring to get that.
Sid, it looks delicious, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, this is good, but it's a lot of work, right? You agree with me? There are too many ingredients already. Just, bringing those ingredients and putting them on the table in the kitchen, it's gonna take me at least 10 minutes, to find the right ingredients.
Extra red.
Too much work.
It's supposed to basically simulate a cured look.
For
Add your
lunch,
pork
that's
and
fine.
toss to coat. Then just let that marinate in the fridge for 3 days before cooking. You
For
can do
3
24
days?
hours, but it's specifically noted that 3 days is the tradition. Now you're gonna cook it exactly like you do with bacon. Granted, it's gonna look a little different, but medium heat. Add it to a cold pan and constantly flip until you get some nice.
Okay, well, that's different. If you have to pre-cook it in advance, then okay. You wake up in the morning, it's already there, you just pick it up and you throw it on the pan. That's fine, right? That can be fast in the morning. So yeah, if you cook it 3 days in advance, that's fine.
Dark colors and it's cooked through. Although this is mostly fresh meat, you can and should get a little char on it. You won't regret it. Think of this more like a bacon steak. Also, a lot of the crew kept calling this totinos, and now I understand why you all judge my pronunciation so often, so thank you for that. Moving on to what looks like may just be breakfast sausage, but no, this is the sausage, period. Sure, they may not always be long, but they taste great. Keep reminded of that. So you'll need about 2 3/4 of a pound or 1.2 kilos of ground pork. You want the fattiest stuff you can find. Mine here we ground fresh and it's 60% lean, so it's real fatty, brother. To your ground pork, add 5 teaspoons or 11 grams of kosher salt.
And then you wonder why I mentioned in my video of the things that surprised me in the Philippines, the thing that worried me a little bit, why I noticed that Filipinos were on the heavy side. I've seen some heavy Filipinos. This is why. It's fatty, the stuff that you guys eat. My goodness.
2 teaspoons or 5 grams of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon or 3 grams of freshly ground black pepper, 3 tablespoons or 48 grams of soy sauce.
But it looks good,
if you're making
though.
this recipe,
It's
Silver
fatty, but
Swan,
it's
give me
good.
what you want to use. 2 tablespoons or 28 grams of white distilled vinegar, mixed together thoroughly, plus 1 tablespoon or
My
94
mouth is
grams of
watering.
dark brown sugar and 12 cloves of garlic grated. Please don't try to be a silly little goose and put anything less.
Let me guess,
than 12
you have to
cloves
make
of
this
garlic, okay? It's either 12
3 days
cloves or
prior.
more. Mix that bad boy together, and well, sure, you can add this to some sausage casings, but I know that not everyone has a sausage stuffer, so here's a secret method for links. Simply add enough ground meat to a sheet of parchment, so when it's rolled up into a sausage, it's about a half an inch thick. Get it into a sausage shape as best you can, reaching almost the width of your parchment, then tightly roll up the parchment to hold its shape, roll it all the way up, and boom,
then
evenly
you cut it.
sized cylinder. Repeat with all of your meat in individual sheets and place in the freezer as you work. You're just gonna want to chill this for about 15 to 20 minutes before using. Cut it into 3 evenly sized pieces.
There you go.
These are actually not that even. That could have been much better. Don't do that. Unroll it, and you can cook these the exact same way that you did the breakfast sausage from the American version. Do be aware that these char pretty quickly, so fluctuate the temperature as needed. Anyway, once you've cooked that on a medium to medium
that
low
looks
pan,
really
flipping
good.
constantly, you're met with a perfectly cooked longanisa.
Longanisa.
Sausage. Now we saved the best for last. To me, this fried rice is worth its weight in gold. And it's not only the easiest fried rice that there is, but it's the backbone of what makes this breakfast special. So no pressure. First, you need to peel and mince 15 cloves of garlic. You already know the Filipino version knows what the is up, considering the sheer amount of garlic. You're also going to need 4 cups or 560 grams of cooked rice.
Oh
which
man,
is
it's
chilled
too much work.
overnight in the
Honestly,
fridge.
it's
I've said it
way too
before,
much
you
work
use
for the
fresh
morning.
cooked hot rice in fried rice, then you're going to make me sob uncontrollably for hours. So just please don't do that. Heat 4.5 tablespoons or 54 grams of vegetable oil in a large wok over medium-low heat, and before it starts to get hot, immediately add 3/4 of your minced garlic. Let that come up to heat. It'll begin gently cooking.
The only way I'm gonna eat Filipino breakfast is outside, you know? Like one day, you know, I have time in the morning and I don't want to cook breakfast. I'm just gonna get out of the house, go to a restaurant and eat breakfast there, you know, Filipino breakfast. Because there is no way in hell I'm cooking all of this in the morning. No way.
And then a light fry, and you're just going to constantly stir that for 2 to 4 minutes until the garlic is toasted to a light golden brown. Strain your garlic out and drain on a paper towel and set
Looks
aside
good.
about 1/4 of that crispy garlic to use as garnish
So good.
later. Add the garlic oil back to your wok so you can go to Poland. Let me provide a little context. That is a Lil Yachty reference, okay? I did that joke recently and it went over a lot of people's heads. Heat that bad boy over high heat, add in your rice, season generously with salt to taste. I guess you could add a little MSG if you want. Toss and stir fry constantly until your rice is heated through and you got a few crispy boys in there. Now add your fried garlic back, not including the reserved amount you set to the side. Again, taste for salt levels, adjust as needed. Toss to fully incorporate everything. Cut off the heat, add your remaining raw garlic. Toss until evenly distributed, and now you have a double-purpose garlic fried rice, both raw and fried.
By the way, what is your favorite type of rice, you know? Is it white rice like this or something different? Because in my case, I don't have a problem with white rice, okay? But my favorite is parboiled rice. There you go. I said it.
Combining their powers to create something truly
I like
special. Now pop the bad
basmati
boy
as
onto
well.
a plate, add on
Basmati
all
rice.
your elements. Tocino, longanisa, fried eggs. Garnish that rice with some thinly sliced green onion if you're feeling a little... And well, that's actually it. And for those wondering, this rice is called... We have 2 gorgeous breakfasts.
Wait. What did...
Eggs. Garnish that rice with some thinly sliced green onion if you're feeling a little... And well, that's actually it. And for those wondering, this rice is called...
Josh doesn't know how to pronounce sinanggang. Sinanggang. It sounds like sinigang, you know, but it's sinanggang.
We have 2 gorgeous breakfasts and only 1 winner. Enough talk.
What?
Let's taste.
Nah,
So
they're
we
both
have 2
delicious.
beautiful breakfasts. The American and our beloved Filipino. First, the American, get a little hash brown, maybe a little bit of bacon. Look, if you've ever been
Bacon.
to Denny's, it's like that, but on crack. It's great. Pancake. I mean, it's everything you want. I want to introduce you to something special. Garlic fried rice should be a part of every healthy start to the day. I'm in another plane of existence. It's garlicky, savory, but it's also simple. I can eat this whole thing of rice and I'm gonna probably feel good. Now moving on, longanisa. Made from scratch. I'm not gonna lie, it's very garlicky. It's sweet, it's salty, it's got that umami. Hey, tocino. Unless you got a really good bacon.
Oh my
this is
gosh,
step
the
above.
editing of the
This,
video
to
is
me,
crazy.
is more exciting. I'm gonna dream about this. It's time for a change, but it's also time for Christian to come and taste test. Oh, this is Christian. This man is responsible for many, many good things on the Burger Show. And if you
Is
ever
he
saw our
Filipino?
cookbook delivery service, he was our maitre d'. Oui, baguette.
don't need this fork. So here we go. This looks like Filipino breakfast. Is that what you brought me here for? I drove all the way from Cyprus for this? Hell yes. So we got longanisa. Oh, is that smashed
it is
mango?
Filipino.
Oh, you have to have that garlic fried rice. Check out this technique. Make a little mount, scoop, and shovel. So I get a little bit of this protein ready from rice. Grab that protein. You see sauce on here? Because I do. Egg yolk. Oh, man. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Good Lord. High praise.
The editing is hilarious.
I was supposed to try this, but that's okay. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, everybody. If you're looking for a new experience in the breakfast world, Filipino breakfast is where you should be, and I think it's where you should have always been. But you want to know where you also should have been? B-roll.
Ooh. 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 B-roll. He's so stupid in a good way. I mean, I like what he does. All right. That was a lot of fun, and to be honest, I like both breakfasts. They both looked delicious, and I honestly think that the guy, Christian, that came to taste at the end, he's Filipino, because the way he handled that Filipino breakfast dish was like a Filipino, eating with the hands and everything. Yes, I think he is Pinoy. Woof! This just makes me want to go right now to the Philippines, because I don't know if you guys got it from my vlogging videos of the Philippines. I enjoyed my time in the Philippines very much, and I loved the food there. I went there with my brother and my friend Taha. So we went to Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines, and I preferred the food in the Philippines and Japan. Vietnam was so-so, but my brother and my friend, they do not think the way I do. I think they would put the Philippines in number 3. I think their favorite was Japan, and then Vietnam, and then the Philippines. In my case, it's Philippines number 1, Japan number 2, Vietnam number 3. But you know, depending on my mood and the day, sometimes Japan goes number 1. It just depends. It depends. But Vietnam for me, definitely number 3. So there you have it. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. Maraming salamat po. And of course, if you found value in this video, do not hesitate to check out my other reaction videos right here.